What's going on, everyone? Hope you're having a great day wherever you are, and Merry Christmas. If you're watching this video, it's probably the 26th of December that I'll have this video out, and I hope you guys just had a great time with your family. Today's video is all about welding. Now, I've only welded once before in my entire life, and I do have a welder, but I haven't even plugged it in the wall, literally. I haven't messed with it. I took it out of the box and put it in the corner of my garage. I just haven't had the right tools and the right opportunity to weld on something, and so now that I have a good excuse to work on the truck, I'm gonna dust off that welder and see if I can't break anything. So instead of working directly on the truck when I haven't done any practice at all, I have a little bit of scrap metal that I'll practice on, but also something that would go great on the truck, and I think you guys are gonna like it. A toolbox. That's right. I'm gonna be taking off the canopy and putting this toolbox in here. So this thing I got at the junkyard, and it cost me 17 bucks roughly to get this home. Now, the reason it was so cheap was because every single weld on this lid snapped right off. The hinge here was completely seized, and the shock mount ripped right off the lid of the toolbox here. So I'm gonna keep it real short and quick, but see that? The weld broke right there. A weld broke right there. There's one underneath the toolbox. I think this side could probably tack weld that in a couple spots. I'm gonna try and make this thing look brand new again. I'm not gonna show you all the prep work. That's the boring stuff. I'm gonna get right to welding. Again, this is not what the video's about. The video's about welding on the truck, but I have to practice first, and you know, what better than something that could add to the restoration project. So I'm gonna get started, guys. See you in a couple seconds. So here's what I got. I got the Vulcan 030 wire, and it wasn't that hard to set up. It fed through the gun pretty easily. I'm going to start on 5 on the setting and minimum on the power. Well, guys, that's not going to win any awards for best weld of the year, but it's on there. The real test was going to be when I put that shock back on. Okay, this is what it looks like after it's been painted. So for those of you who haven't been following along, I ripped out this entire interior, and when I did so, I found this big patch of rust in the corner of the floorboard. Now this is the worst rust in the entire interior of the truck. It's all down in here, and I got 1, 2, 3, I think that was the 4th hole right there. So I don't think I can tack weld this. It's just not really structural. anymore, which means I'm gonna have to put a patch in. Well, all things considered, I got really lucky on this. It's only to about here that needs to be replaced. This is starting to cave in, and this rust is only in this groove here. So again, I'm going to stick with 2 patches. It's not on, there's no bad rust on the side here, which I'm super thankful for. I really didn't want to form a piece on the side. I have some 22 gauge sheet metal that should work. Now I just have to cut this out. I think I have a rotary tool that would work perfect for this job. And then do a little fabrication of bending the metal to shape. Yep, that's just gone. But I just wanted to talk for a second on how I think that rust got there. It makes perfect sense that this cut in the carpet would allow water to drain through, especially if this is a plow truck. He's working in the wintertime, so snow and mud and dirt are getting down in here, and this is right where the rust is. It makes total sense. So this is definitely gonna have to be fixed so it doesn't happen again. There it is. All right, now that I got these cut to shape, I think these will work just right. And I already prepped the surfaces, top and bottom. So before I start welding this, I'm going to get some of the same steel here that I have left over, and I'm just going to fine tune the welder. So I don't know if you can see that, but I'm getting really bad burn through up at the top. I think there's just too much of a gap. Down here, I seem to be doing fine. But along these sides and everything, it's just not wanting to go. And I can't really get under there because there's this plate underneath here. I can't just reach under there simply. Son of a gun. Alright, and that's the welds. Not exactly professional, but I think it'll do. I took a flashlight and I got underneath the truck and I made sure there wasn't any tiny holes that I couldn't see from above. And I was kind of chasing holes up here. And again, it was just, there's too big of a gap between these two pieces, and I had to make a big weld to combine them. But besides that, I'm pretty happy with it. For never welding before, never working on a truck, welding sheet metal with a flux core welder that wasn't really designed for it, I think it did just fine. So not only is this taken care of, but I finally got rid of the canopy. It looks so much better. I ended up giving the canopy away. There was a guy who lived across town from me with a 95 Power Stroke, and it fit perfect on his truck. So he got a free canopy, and I didn't have to pay the landfill $10 to take it off my hands. It was a win-win. Guys, I had so much fun working on this thing. Of all the places to learn how to weld, that's probably the best place you can, because even if it looks ugly like it does, it's going to be covered up with carpet anyway, and no one's ever going to see it. I'm going to paint over that next week with some white paint on the floorboard, and then underneath with some undercoating, kind of like rubber in a can. So it'll be protected, it'll look better, and should last the life of the truck. So if anyone wants to learn how to weld, I'd highly recommend you grab a Harbor Freight welder and learn how to do it. If I can do it, you can do it. There's a few things that I wish I did differently. The prep work for one, but again, it was a great place to learn. So I want to say thanks so much for taking the time out of your day to watch my content. Next week, I'm going to be fixing the rip in the bench seat and the floor as well, and getting the interior buttoned up and put back in once it's done. And a little spoiler alert, I did put the toolbox back in the truck already. But guys, let me tell you, it looks fantastic, color matched to the body paint of the truck. It's so much better than a ratty piece of crap canopy. So guys, thanks so much again for watching Waddock Productions, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.